And we are live, back from the Super Bowl. How we doing?
Welcome back. Um, I'm sure Evan will get to this as far as how he's doing. I have had a 0.1% bad, all-time bad week this week. So Tuesday, I'm trying to get back into it. I've still got like chicken wing and dip belly from the Super Bowl. Go to the gym, trying to be good, and deadlifting. Because all 31-year-old non-athletes should be deadlifting, and I pulled something in my back.
That's on you.
I don't know if y'all have ever hurt something in your back, but dude, even like taking a dump hurts. Like it's the worst. You can't sit down, you can't stand up. Fast forward to Wednesday morning, waking up, I felt like I got hit by a pickup truck. My head was pounding, my throat was sore. I was like, is my pulled muscle in my back, is that causing me to just shut down completely physically? Turns out at the same time I've got this debilitating can't walk back injury. I'm also now sick. Since Tuesday, like the afternoon of Tuesday to today, I am down 10 pounds. I have not eaten anything. Thank you. Yeah, being sick is way better than any diet. I haven't eaten anything since Tuesday. I can now sit down and stand up comfortably, but it has been a bottom tier week. The only thing that would make it feel better is chopping up the Super Bowl with the boys. So glad to be here. Glad to be alive.
What's worse, the back or an oblique?
The back, dude. The back. The oblique is one thing, but the back is any and every motion is your back in some capacity.
Very important.
The only thing potentially worse in the back is like a one side of the neck strain, because then you're a liability driving a vehicle. Like anytime you got a blind spot, it's like fuck it. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
True.
That's so serious too.
And I feel no sympathy for you, Boone. Trying to deadlift as someone, only being 28 myself, I still try to avoid deadlifts. I will do the Romanian deadlift. The straight leg deadlift. Other than that,
Bulgarian squats.
Well,
yeah, that's a whole different muscle.
Yeah, that's.
I'm just thinking of funny names.
Up at the gym. But yeah, I've actually had a surprisingly pretty good week. I'm in much better spirits than I thought I would be, and I think a lot of that's just kind of how the game played out on Sunday, and where I see the future of this team going. So I don't know if we want to go ahead and just kind of dive into that, or how we want to do. Yeah. So here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to have my bold take to start it off, and then I'm going to backtrack from there. Anyone that watched this game, I think you guys need to appreciate the brilliance of defense played by both teams, and the scheming that both defensive coordinators put in place before this game. I think it was absolutely fantastic on both sides of the ball. What irks me the most about this game, and you guys are prepared to kind of get a little backlash on this. I don't know if this is a completely outlandish take. Maybe you guys feel the same way. If Drake May, who played an awful game, plays a good game, they win the game. And I don't think it's really up for that much of a debate on that. And I can get into that for a few reasons. One, the defense had to stand on their heads absolutely all game. They were exhausted most of the game. The offense moved the ball as pretty much not at all. And they just got killed in the field positioning game due to that. And just, eventually something was going to break on defense. I think the defense had to play a defensive style, not only where they had to contain stuff, but they were going for the big plays defensively, putting themselves in some precarious situations. They felt like they had to get a turnover, and it caused them to not play as good of defense, despite playing incredible defense all game. And I think if Drake May has a good game, and that's a better game than he played at any point during the playoffs this year, that they win this football game, probably like 17-10 would be how I would interpret that. He had three turnovers, two of which were just god-awful. Really shouldn't have had any of the three. They were all on him. That's a huge changing point in this game. So you take those off the board, I just don't really see that Seattle offense scoring on us. They got kind of hot in certain points. Yeah, sure. Kenneth Walker had a great game offensively running the ball, but they really were getting kind of the bend don't break. They were going to allow the field goals. I don't know if they get in the end zone if Drake May doesn't have the turnovers and the defense is out there as much as they were. So that's where I'm at. I'll kind of let you guys dive in, kind of get your initial thoughts on my initial take, and then I can break down the rest of the Patriots' performance.
Yeah, I don't buy it. I think the Seahawks were a better team. I think because of how bad the Patriots offensively played, I think that they had the luxury of not having to play as risky on offense. If the Patriots were showing some fight, I don't think they would have settled for all those field goals.
Okay.
But I think it got to a point where McDonald was like, if we get 3 points, I feel comfortable with them not getting any. Now, if the Patriots had scored on some of their possessions, especially early on, I think you might have a little bit more of. You just might get a little bit more risky offensive play calling from Clint Kubiak and the Seahawks offense. That said, though, to your first point, this was an awesome Super Bowl. I don't care what anyone says. It wasn't the most fun Super Bowl. The props weren't like. Listen, did this Super Bowl go kind of how we thought from a game script standpoint? Yes. Did I still unload on props? Yes, because it's the Super Bowl. That's what you do. Just because it wasn't an offensive explosion doesn't mean it wasn't a fun Super Bowl. Both teams' defenses, to your point, Ev. I mean, the box score watchers among us will look at it and say, "Oh, the Patriots' defense gave up 29 points. They stink," and that's just not the case of what you watched on the balance of the game. Just an awesome schematic game, but a bigger point I think that maybe people aren't mentioning enough or mentioning as much as they should. In the Patriots' run to the Super Bowl, you saw their defensive line getting home a lot. In this game, it looked like they were still getting home, but Sam Darnold was able to manipulate and move around in the pocket in a way that I didn't think he capable is the wrong word. I was surprised to see it. And I thought that was a big difference versus some of the other games they played in this run.
So I gotta make that comment there. Yeah, absolutely. I was shocked at the times where it's like, how did he get out of that? It looked very Tom Brady-esque. I'll give him props there.
Very Eli Manning-esque?
No, but Eli Manning didn't do that. Eli Manning got lucky on one play. He didn't move around the pocket well. But regardless, that was the exact opposite of what Drake May did. Drake May...
Yeah.
And this is what infuriated me about Drake May in this game. Infuriated me. Listen, okay, so clearly Drake May, he played a bad game. And I think there's no if and ands about that. I could clearly tell what happened to Drake May was he had no trust in that offensive line, and that was in the back of his head constantly. The offensive line was absolutely outrageously bad. Yeah, Will Campbell, on a whole, either he's super injured, or we need to have a conversation this offseason about him probably playing guard.
I think Drake May might have been injured too.
I think they were both injured.
However, with that being said, Drake May, the amount of times he got pressure in that pocket, he had so much goddamn field to run. If he had just decided, I am going to win this game on my feet, this is where my thing is, I think they could have outperformed them and won the game, is because the amount of time where Drake May just decided, hey, fuck it, running's not here, I'm going to be Michael Vick today, and just run all over the place. He would have had 100 yards rushing. Their secondary would have had to stop playing so much man coverage, which their secondary was unbelievable in coverage. The passing would have opened up. All Drake May had to do in this game was just start running the ball every play. He could have escaped those pockets, and there were so many running lanes that were open, but instead he kept hanging in the pocket trying to throw the ball. That wasn't happening in this game, and they just didn't admit to that. Same with Josh McDaniels for not adjusting the play calling or telling Drake May that. But
I feel
that's where the issue is.
I feel like you nailed it with the offensive line. I think Will Campbell might have had statistically the worst game of any offensive lineman. Actually.
It was 100% the worst game an offensive lineman had.
Yeah, it was he gave it 14 pressures or something like that. Yeah. But I feel like with Drake May, obviously he had a great season. He almost won the MVP. But to me, this was just like a young guy not ready for the moment. And I don't know if I don't know if he was banged up, if that's why he wasn't really getting out of the pocket that much. When he did, you're right, like he was super successful. But to me, like I feel like Sam Darnold was ready. He was ready to go. He felt like this was his get back spot, right? Like this was his moment to show to the world that he's actually a pretty elite quarterback. And I feel like Drake May, the narrative was always like, he'll be back, he'll be back. And that, I feel like when you're going into a game like this and you got that in the back of your mind, like I know it's a Super Bowl, but it just kind of felt like the moment got a little too big for him because he just had no awareness. And what, I guess when you don't trust your offensive line, like it looks like that. But what do you also think about the fact that he just didn't really have a good postseason?
No, he didn't. I mean, I think the pressure just kind of got to him.
And also, to your point, Ev, if you take away his legs, he had a terrible postseason on a lot of metrics. But like that game was crying out for him to use his legs.
And he did it in the other games. It's the sport. And then it opened up his arm in other games.
Was the shoulder thing keeping him back? The shoulder injury.
His throwing motion almost looked different.
I know.
I don't know if that was just me.
He took a right shoulder knock on one of his runs in Denver, and it was kept pretty quiet, it seemed like, in the media. But from a running and a throwing perspective, did that hurt him in this game because he wasn't as confident? Listen, it did seem like the shoulder injury was a bigger deal than it was made.
Maybe I'm not gonna play the injury card. I'm not gonna be that guy. I'm not gonna be that fan.
I'm not.
I won't be.
I hear you.
And listen. They had every chance to get back into this football game. Fuck, if he doesn't throw that awful interception in the fourth quarter, they had all the momentum in the world. They were driving the ball.
That was the deep one, right?
Yeah, so like a Tom Brady-esque comeback was in the works.
That drive where Matt Collins scored a touchdown, they got a lot of time. That defense was clicking. Listen, the defense was going to get him the stops to get the ball back. They drive the ball there. They'd probably already gained – they were probably at like the 35, 40. They'd already gained almost 40 yards in about a minute and a half. They were getting downfield and just threw ill-timed interception. You very easily could have drove down and made that a one-score game. The game doesn't fall over. There was never – until that interception, the game was never out of reach for them. And that's why I'm saying, like, just from an offensive standpoint, I am not going to sit here and say – the Seahawks aren't a very good team. I just think the Patriots were the better team. I honestly do, if they played well offensively. I mean, that's a big if, considering they didn't do it well all postseason. But if they played like they did against the Baltimore Ravens earlier in the year, if they played it like they did against, I don't know, the Browns earlier in the year, things like that, the offense just didn't have it in the postseason. And I think part of that's going up against, four of the best defenses in the NFL. And each of those defenses has, great schemes and great schematics and is able to understand, hey, there might be a weakness for them. And their offensive weaknesses got exploited. And then after each week, I felt like the defense were watching the film and knowing how to call a defense against the Patriots offense. And unfortunately, Josh McDaniels, who's usually really good about this, maybe it's because it's a rookie quarterback, he wasn't comfortable changing up the offense a lot. He did not make changes throughout the postseason when it was clear what they were doing to exploit us. It just kept happening game in, game out. And Josh McDaniels didn't make the changes they needed to adjust the defense's scheming towards the Patriots. Does that happen when you have a young quarterback who has a breakout year a lot? Yeah, it does. But I feel like Josh McDaniels could have done a lot to help them. It was just an offense that failed a defense who was absolutely unbelievable. And Christian Gonzalez just locked up his claim. He's better than Patrick Surtain. He's the best quarterback in the NFL.
Dude, he was
the best quarterback in the NFL.
That if he makes that pick at the end of the first half, how different that game could have gone. Because Sam Darnold threw that ball behind him, behind JSN, but like that could have been a massive turning point in the game. Obviously, they only got 3 points. The biggest thing to me, and we've talked a lot on defense, obviously, looking at some of just the numbers: Seahawks 6 sacks, Patriots 1. Seahawks 11 QB hits, Patriots 6. Mike McDonald, the way he was dialing up the pressure on the Patriots, especially with Devon Witherspoon, just off that kind of like the corner blitz, I guess. I mean, every single time that Witherspoon got down close to the line of scrimmage, he was coming, and he was coming fast.
That was the other thing, too. I think, from a rookie standpoint, another spot where I think Drake may have some improvements doing is taking a second to relax at pre-snap, like in that big moment, recognizing that pressure and making sure your offensive line is communicated. How are we going to handle it? It was almost like I could see the pressure watching it from the field, and every time the guy was getting there and doing something. It wasn't calculated. He didn't adjust the play call to get the ball out quick. It just wasn't making those pre-snap adjustments, which is really, really, really hard as a second quarterback. So I'm going to cut some slack there and not getting help from your OC, but
and maybe against the best defensive scheme guy in the NFL in Mike McDonald. Like that is a tough ask.
Huge for the defense wins championships crowd. Huge Super Bowl for them.
And Boone, also, back at JSN was not going to say irrelevant in the game, but holy shit, he was not what I thought was going to happen to him. Very quiet.
I think they game planned for that, though. I think they said anyone beat us but JSN.
That's what I thought was going to happen defensively. I think the Patriots executed that very well.
I feel like that's kind of why. I don't know if I agree with the fact that if the Patriots offense played a good game, they win. Because to me, the Patriots got here because of their defense. The way they played the Chargers, the Texans, the Broncos. I think they held the Chargers 3 points, right? To me, the Patriots defense was incredible. And the offense did enough, but the whole season we were talking about how balanced the Seahawks team is on both sides of the ball, and I feel like it just all came together in the Super Bowl.
So here's my thought on why I think the Patriots are the better team. And this is dead honest opinion. The offense was just nowhere to be found all postseason, but it was there in the regular season. I know those are two big different things, but for whatever reason, like you said, the pressure got to the young guys in the postseason. Maybe that's because Will Campbell was a little banged up and Drake May was a little bit banged up. But to your point, I don't think the Seahawks can play a much better game than they did in that Super Bowl. I really don't. Apart from, like Boone mentioned earlier, potentially being more aggressive on offense and doing things like that had it gotten into a shootout. I don't think they can play a much better game than that. The Patriots can play a significantly better game than that. Maybe not from a defensive standpoint. I'm not going to knock that defense at all. Maybe a little bit, but not really. Offensively, it's night and day how much better they could have played. That's where my issue is. I don't think the Seahawks would play that much better. And this game is a score or two game. Maybe not by the final score, of course, but it was. It got a little bit carried away at the end. Once Patriots had to start going with things. That's why I think the Patriots are the better team. I think the Seahawks played their best game. We didn't show up and play close to ours. That's where I'm at on the comparison wise. And also maybe this Patriots team doesn't have more in it. Maybe I'm wrong on them not being as good as I thought they were offensively, but I just don't think that's true.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the Seahawks are the better team, but I'm not a Patriots fan. So, Ev, what do you say to the people on Twitter now reminding us that the Patriots have lost more Super Bowls than any other team in NFL history?
It's like a LeBron stat.
Shut up, Trent. No, it is a LeBron stat. It is a LeBron stat because Boston sports fans hate LeBron and call him a loser for losing all those finals.
Yeah, but it's a team stat, so it's not a LeBron stat. That's stupid. He's an individual player. He's the reason they lost, not the reason the Patriots lose.
LeBron's lost a lot of NBA championships.
I know, he's the loser. The Patriots. It's different when it's a player versus a franchise. Let's not get that twisted.
But he's gotten there.
LeBron breeds losing.
It's the same thing.
LeBron breeds losing. No, it's not. It's completely different.
I appreciate how Boston sports fans are so in their bubble that if what they say is right and what they disagree with is wrong, even if it's the same thing.
They're different because one's a player and one's a franchise. You can't compare them. It's different.
What are the Cleveland Cavaliers?
They're a franchise.
Okay. Who did he lose most of those finals with?
The Cleveland Cavaliers.
A franchise?
Correct.
Okay.
But he's not a franchise. He also has losses in other places, in other cities.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Fair.
That's the difference.
I don't know.
Listen,
I don't know.
Boston is kind of getting a little bit too much of losing in the finals. I'm not liking it. I'm not happy about losing in the Super Bowl. It's not good. However, I will say we still also are tied for the most Super Bowl wins of all time. So you got to get there to have a chance at doing it. And that's just the way things are going to keep going. We're going to keep getting back. We're going to keep winning. And listen, I'm not happy with this year. Like I said, going into the game, we don't play for AFC championships in New England. We play for Super Bowls, and not just Super Bowls. We play for Super Bowl wins. So this is really just a bad season. At the end of the day, if you don't win the Super Bowl, it's not a good season. Yep, that's all you got to say about it.
What do you think happens if Tom Brady still likes the Patriots? Do you think
Tom Brady does still like the Patriots? Listen, we're not even going to get into that now.
Okay, wait,
now let's sound like retards talking nonsense. Let's move on.
I actually do want to get into this because we did talk about how Tom Brady said he didn't have a dog in this fight or a horse.
He came back and said he was rooting for Robert Kraft. He said
that's not the Patriots.
I'll always be your dog.
That's a person, not a franchise.
That's a person, not a franchise. See, that's synonymous. He's an owner. If LeBron owns his franchise, I'll change it up. He can be a franchise too. Robert Kraft is an owner of a franchise. That's basically symbolizing that he likes to hear your franchise.
LeBron does own a franchise. Your Boston Red Sox.
Well, we're not talking. That's not the same sport. Different stuff.
No,
Robert Kraft is synonymous. Here's what I want to say.
Come on, you don't think Tom Brady was rooting for the Patriots? Like to be Tom Brady.
Wasn't.
To be Tom Brady and to become that psychotic winner that he is, he doesn't want them to win so soon after he's gone. Come on.
He has a sour taste in his mouth.
Yes, he does. He wants them to win, but he doesn't. He probably wouldn't like it. He probably wouldn't like it, but he wants
to. He likes the Buccaneers just as much as he likes the Patriots.
He's going into the Hall of Fame as a Buccaneer. No, I do think there's an element to he is such a psychotic.
Listen, I don't think he'd be very happy about it, but he wanted them to win.
I don't know. If the Seahawks, if he had lost that Super Bowl to the Seahawks, he definitely wouldn't have wanted them to win. Like if he couldn't beat the Seahawks, he wouldn't have wanted this Patriots. I don't know. What did y'all think of the halftime show?
Oh, god awful. Listen, I'm not going to talk too much crap on the company that just a bad choice of an artist. It was the wrong choice of the artist. You got to pick a way bigger name than Bad Bunny.
Isn't he the biggest name in music right now?
Yeah. See, I feel like so. No. He's
people haven't heard of him.
He's massive. I mean, internationally he's massive, but I feel like it is an interesting choice. I was kind of in the boat of not for me, but I also don't watch the Super Bowl for the halftime show, so I don't know why it was such a big deal.
I don't even know how to. Yeah, I agree, Charlie. The halftime. I thought it was funny how mad people. Essentially, the people getting pissed off online were saying one of two things: I'm racist or I don't like football. They're like, if that's what you're commenting, by the halftime of the Super Bowl, I'd eaten so many wings that I had to go lay one down. I didn't even care about that.
It just felt like manufactured outrage to me. I feel like the bigger story was the commercials and how asinine some of those were. I mean,
dude, the Coinbase commercial was ridiculous.
Yeah. And just the AI, so many actors that it wasn't even them. It was just it was just a weird hey, ChatGPT, make this commercial for me. I don't know. It just felt off.
I didn't be honest. I didn't watch too many commercials. I was pacing around my living room quite a bit.
There was one commercial that sticks out to me that's was by far the funniest one, and it was the Jurassic Park the first Jurassic Park one, where it's right as shit's hitting the fan, the car is stopped, the T-Rex is about to get out, and the fat guy has caused all this chaos, and as Samuel L. Jackson's character is turning to tell whoever hey, we can't get this back online. It's Verizon or Comcast, one of the two.
Oh, I think I missed that one.
They plug in a box next to the computer and it fixes everything, and it just it was you should have had better cable. You should have had better Wi-Fi.
The Instacart one was good too.
Oh, the Ben Stiller character one.
Yeah, and Benson Boone. It's a backflip.
Yeah.
That was the national anthem with Charlie Puth. I thought was good. Here's one thing that bothered me. All right, I don't know about you guys. The fact that there was over a half of this game in just the broad daylight afternoon. I know it's on the West Coast. It didn't feel like a Super Bowl to me. It felt like just a regular season kind of game. And then when it started to get night in the second half, I was like, okay, this is what a Super Bowl feels like.
Yeah,
gotta be a night game.
that said though, I love the 6:30 start for East Coast.
Yeah,
was awesome.
I love the start. Can we just like shut off the sun for the game? I don't know.
Or just like
do something.
Just do it on the East Coast. I don't like. Yeah, I agree. But I prefer having the game start earlier than have it start at
I also
8:30.
didn't really get the it being on the West Coast was an advantage crowd. Like, weren't the Patriots there for like 2 weeks before the game?
No, they're only there for a week.
I mean, that's still like time to adjust, though. It's not like they went to England or something.
Oh, next year it's going to be in SoFi. Oh, I'm not using it as an excuse either. So LA,
All the celebrities.
You know how many divorces might happen next year because of the Super Bowl? Mark your calendars for that one. Valentine's Day, 2027, Super Bowl 61.
How's that?
Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
How is that gonna work?
Oh God, I got to start prepping for that now. Well, did you hear there was one
We're all
divorce?
fucked.
There was one divorce after this Super Bowl. Did you hear?
Married couple?
Yeah, Stephon Diggs and Cardi B.
Stephon Diggs
Oh,
and Cardi B.
he brought his baby mama, right, to the game or something like that.
Which, to be fair,
He brought his baby mama.
He brought his son.
His son, yeah, that's the part. The headlines say baby mama, which technically that's what she is. That.
Oh, that's.
But he brought his son and his son's chaperone.
This seems like an overreaction.
It is. But Cardi B was in the box, and they had good seats down. If I would have rather been where baby mama and baby were, just because I'm a football fan and I want to be closer to the game. But Cardi B was in the box. It was quite an overreaction.
Yeah.
Y'all want to do a way too early Super Bowl prediction for next year before we jump into our takes from preseason, or do y'all have anything else on this game?
Just that the Bad Bunny prop of shouting out Puerto Rico 33-1. Just want to call out, it was free money. If you took it, congrats.
Wait, it was not 33-1, wasn't it? Was minus 3,300, wasn't it?
Sorry, yeah. Minus 3,300. Yeah.
1 to
sorry.
1 to 33.
1 to 33. It's been a long day. If it was 33-1, that would have been ridiculous.
I will say that's one of the only things I caught from the halftime show, because I heard him say Puerto Rico, and I was like, Charlie, nice.
Also, Golden Gate Bridge, shown three times, was a huge hit and a miss. I think we went over that in the first quarter, so that was not a good one.
All right. Super Bowl 61. Valentine's Day 2027.
Oh, way too early. Way too early.
Bev says Patriots beat the 49ers.
Drake May's no Dan Marino.
Does Mendoza go to his first Super Bowl as a rookie?
It depends. Is he drafted by not the Raiders?
Oh, man. I mean, after this season, who the heck knows? Could be the Titans for all we know. I would have not thought the Patriots would be in the Super Bowl, or the Seahawks, honestly. Man, every time I want to come back to the Bills, it just never happens.
Yeah, their ship sailed.
I'm going to go Rams over Broncos. And I hate it.
Rams would be a good pick.
I like the Rams. I don't like any of the AFC teams, and I'm not going to take the Patriots.
I like the Texans, but C.J. Stroud is just not a winner. Do we think the Chiefs figure it out with their ninth pick?
I looked at the Chiefs. You know what people aren't talking about nearly enough? We, as Americans, as football fans, are relying so heavily on the New Orleans Saints this upcoming NFL draft. And look, we'll get into draft stuff here as we get closer. The combine's in 2 weeks. We'll get closer or bigger on draft stuff. But if the New Orleans Saints let Jeremiah Love go to the Chiefs, we are all in trouble. We're all in big trouble. That's all I'll say.
Could easily happen. You know they're going to go. All right, I'm going to go Rams over Bills. Final answer. I like Rams too.
The Rams are just the only team that really played the Seahawks close this year, and they played them 3 times.
Stafford walks it off, retires in the Super Bowl. You heard it here first.
Yeah,
another Josh Allen heartbreak.
And then McVay signs Anthony Richardson off the scrap heap and makes him a good quarterback. I already can see it.
All right, let's not go. Yeah, and Dragons are going to fly again. No, and Dragons are going to fly again, too.
Hey, man.
House of the Dragons coming back.
If all we had to do was trade... go ahead.
Sir Duncan, the Tall. Great show. Episode 4 may have been one of the best episodes of TV.
You told me about that.
I'm so glad someone else is on this. It's bringing that feeling back, man. It's even though they're 30-minute episodes, every time I see it, it's great.
Well, so the first 3 were a little like, okay, these are like, but they were like Game of Thrones.
The world building.
Yeah, they're building. Episode 4, I'm like, I'm hooked, line,
well,
and
the next one, the next 2 are going to be lights out.
You got me. Yeah, they got me. They have got me.
I need to write.
Episode 4 is unbelievable.
Evan, have you read the book?
This down.
I haven't. No.
It's good. It's really good.
Oh, I've heard the story's good, and I've actually seen like a few spoilers from like.
It's hard not to because it's all connected. It's like great show though, and what a great cast. Just phenomenal choosing that guy.
Well, I mean, they also mentioned Sir Duncan a decent amount in the actual Game of Thrones series.
4 pages must have been quite a man.
I don't remember him.
Nice pull. He's not. It's like it's very like off references. Like they'll just talk about him.
Yeah, it's 100 years before Game of Thrones.
Gotcha. They'll talk about him like.
And then I think 100 years after House of the Dragon, because all the dragons are dead.
That.
So
wait, so it's 100 years before Game of Thrones, but 100 years after.
Yeah, it's like right
I never even finished House of Dragon, or never finished season 2.
House of Dragon's
They're just slow with it. They need to get going. That's why I like this new show. It's like
so they're still making House of Dragon?
Yeah,
it's coming back for season 3.
The 3rd season comes out pretty soon.
All right, well, I
third
better.
Season might be the end of it. I think they could probably wrap it up in season 3.
Yeah.
Well, now that all the football's behind us, maybe I'll get caught up on some shows. I still owe Evan Jurassic Park 2 and 3.
That's a big IOU. I'll watch this with you.
All right. Y'all wanna laugh at what we?
Please.
At what we said.
I don't think we were horrible for the most part.
I'm looking at them and it's not.
They're better than I
terrible.
Thought. Yeah.
I'm looking at my notes and the first thing I have on here is moment of silence for Dallas sports. Because this is right after Micah Parsons was traded. Luka obviously had been traded earlier in the year. Y'all want to start with our breakout team and player as guest on September 5th, 2025.
Yep, sure.
I nailed these. I'll jump in. I nailed these. I had the Panthers as my breakout team. Looked pretty bleak at times. I mean, there's probably better teams to have picked, but I feel pretty good about what I said here. And then Trevor Lawrence. It hurt me to say it, but I feel pretty good about that one as well. What did y'all have here?
I feel pretty good about mine too. I had Justin Herbert at quarterback. He got an MVP vote, and if you look what that guy had to deal with all year, he really did have a very impressive year, facing a lot of injuries. And then I also had the Chargers, and I think without injuries, they definitely would have been a lot more competitive. But they still had a pretty good year. I don't know if I'd necessarily call it a full-blown breakout year, just because the injuries kind of held them back a little bit. But I think they had a good year. I think it was a pretty good stepping stone year for them. But yeah, and I'm happy with both those picks.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm happy with mine. I had the Falcons as my breakout team. I do
swing and a miss.
I do think though, like the roster was there. I think if you gave them like a competent coach, which I do feel like they have now, which is kind of painful as a Panthers fan. But I also had Kyle Pitts as breakout player, who didn't have an awful season.
He had like 5 touchdowns.
He had a better season than he'd historically had. So I'll go average on that one.
Y'all are hip to the Kyle Pitts stat, right? Since his first year, he's scored exactly how many touchdowns for whatever year he's in. So his rookie season he scored.
So
he'll
get 6 next year.
Yeah, and so but he's gotten it every year. It's been 1 touchdown, then 2 touchdowns, and 3 touchdowns, and 4 touchdowns. So yeah, if you're a gambler, go ahead and take Kyle Pitts over 5.5 touchdowns. My disappointing team and player. It's funny. I actually had a dual pick. I had the Rams and the Chargers on this one, both because of injuries. I was worried about injuries. Ev, you just mentioned it with the Chargers. At the time, Joe Alt was still playing. Rashawn Slater was out though. I still
remember that Stafford crap,
dude. That shit got me too. Like I was big on the Rams until I was like hearing Stafford can't walk.
He might not even play. Literally wins the MVP.
Well, and then like I'm sitting there looking like, is Stetson Bennett gonna really do anything? So Rams, I was dead wrong, obviously. Chargers, I still, even though I think you're right, Ev, as far as them breaking out a little bit, I do think they were disappointing from their potential. And I think if they had both of their tackles healthy, that they could be a really good team.
I think they're more so disappointing, like because of the injuries, not necessarily.
Yes, correct.
Like talent-wise, yeah.
Right, 100%. Derwin James is just an absolute stud. My disappointing player looks a lot better if you take his last couple games. C.J. Stroud. He had that stretch where they won like 9 or 10 in a row. The Texans were looking good, but he just looked. I mean, that's probably the worst quarterback performance in the playoffs this year, right? C.J. Stroud against Patriots.
He was seeing ghosts.
In the Super Bowl.
Fair.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Still my guy.
But I also say that Patriots defense was maybe played a perfect game.
Nasty. What about y'all?
Evan, let's hear yours.
I think I nailed this again. Disappointing team, the Minnesota Vikings. I was never high on this team.
Yeah.
And just a colossal bad year for them. Just all around.
Letting
their quarterback go and he wins a Super Bowl in your face, that just adds insult to injury about how bad your year is.
Meanwhile, your starting quarterback that you let him go for became a meme midway through the season.
Yeah, I mean, he's awful. Oh, well, real quick, Evan, did you guys hear? Sam Darnold, first quarterback since Tom Brady to have 14 wins in back-to-back seasons.
No.
Good company.
Also, the fact that he's the first quarterback in that class to go to a Super Bowl, not even just win, to go to a Super Bowl with the likes of Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Baker.
Also, first Southern Cal quarterback to ever play in a Super Bowl and first Southern Cal quarterback to ever win.
I saw that. How crazy is that?
Yeah, I mean, what a story. But yeah, good. Let's hear your player, Evan.
And then, listen, I thought this was going to be from a performance standpoint, but he still had a really disappointing year, and that's Jaden Daniels. A lot of it being from an injury standpoint.
Yeah.
But I'll even say when he was healthy, he wasn't playing that well either, even when he was healthy. But I'm not going to sit here and say it was disappointing here because he had a bad performance. The dude was injured most of the year. But again, nailed that pick, for the unfortunate reason, not how I anticipated nailing it. I was nailing it more for I thought performance was going to
One of the more gruesome injuries I saw this year, too. His elbow snapping
like 3 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know how he came back from that. I also don't know why he came back. Like, you should have just pulled the plug on it at that point.
You did nail that. I feel like it's death, taxes, and a sophomore slump from a great performing rookie quarterback. So whoever's next year, we'll see. I feel like I kind of went 1-1 here. Disappointing team was a swing and a miss with the Niners. I feel like this, they I guess you could say like disappointing for the roster they had, but got banged up, and even then, I feel like Shanahan had one of the best seasons he could have had.
Yeah,
it finished like 13 wins or something like that. Who'd they lose to again? It's Seahawks. Seahawks massacred them, right?
Yeah.
So I mean that's going to be a team to watch next year with the players that are coming back.
We'll see if they fix that substation issue. The 49ers are just always hurt.
Hey,
the 49ers,
that's why
the Chargers.
That's why I picked them.
That's right.
I knew they'd get banged
the Giants and the Jets. The Giants and the Jets.
Yeah, disappointing player. Feel like I did get this one. I know he got hurt, but kind of like similar to Jane Daniels. I feel like even when he was healthy, things were just not clicking, and that's Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Just like a coming down to earth moment or season for not only Mahomes but also the Chiefs. Now, do I think he's going to come back strong, and do I think he's going to take this time to and the Chiefs particularly to take this time to rebuild that team? Yes, but man, this was just a huge, especially after the season he had last year with 15 wins and getting to the Super Bowl. Just not a great year for Patrick.
The question there is, when does he come back, right?
I think he got midway, right?
He got hurt so late in the year. I mean, I don't know. The Chiefs feel like they're going to be in tough shape for next year to start, and then it's just they're being pushed into decisions on people like Chris Jones, Travis Kelce. Obviously, those guys.
Travis Kelce back?
I actually just looked it up. As of mid-February, he has not announced retirement.
Okay.
It's going to look like a very different. I mean, they might even get rid of Andy Reid. Who knows?
I don't know
if they
man.
go that far. But let's not talk insane.
For who?
There's a lot of Chiefs fans who really do not want Andy Reid, believe it or not. I don't know how. Yeah. I don't know how, but
he's coming back.
Chiefs Kingdom is maybe they've just been spoiled. I think he'll come back, but I do think he's he's what, 70?
Yeah.
He's old.
Yeah. I don't think I think yeah. Should we move on to winners?
Yeah. I don't know if y'all have your. Oh yeah, go ahead, Ev.
So my division winners from the AFC, I'll just go through. Let's run through the AFC first, and then we'll.
Okay.
I'm just gonna kind of break down my AFC division winners and who I had in the wild cards here. So I had the AFC East. I had the Bills. Don't hate that pick there. Pretty close there. I had the Bengals. That was real rough. I had the Chiefs. Rough. Jaguars.
That's
nice
good.
Little pick. And then I had the Ravens, Chargers, and Patriots as my wild cards. Yeah, I mean, 4 of 7. Not great, but that's okay. I had a couple close ones there, so
yeah,
definitely room to improve. But
I'll jump in next.
7 playoff teams
because we were pretty close. I had Bills as well. Like you said, close. I had the Ravens for the North. The Ravens should have won the North. They just kept killing themselves. Chiefs in the West, I don't take any issue with that. I'm not going to pick against the Chiefs until I see it happen. And I also had the Jaguars from the South. My 5, 6, 7 were Bengals, Broncos, Texans. So I'm mostly pleased. I just had way too much stock on the Bengals and the Ravens this season.
Same. I valued the AFC North a little bit too much.
Yeah, same. And even the Steelers won that, and they were still bad.
Yeah, they scraped in. I had something very similar. Bills and Ravens. I had Chiefs. I had the Texans winning the South. Wild card was the Bengals, Steelers, and Broncos. I think the Broncos definitely surprised me the most out of this bunch.
Yeah.
And then Bengals, I just kind of write that one off with Joe Burrow getting hurt.
Yeah, I mean, the Joe Burrow missed pretty much the entire season. So, Did y'all see him at the Pro Bowl? He looked so freaking cool.
No, I didn't.
I didn't.
I didn't watch any of the Pro Bowl, but I saw him walking down the carpet or whatever. Just hair looking sick. That guy's awesome.
He's got nice hair.
Yeah, he does. All right, Ev, take us through your NFC.
Yeah, not great over here. Not great on this side. Not great on this side. I had the Eagles. Actually, it's not horrible. It's not horrible.
Yeah.
I had the Eagles winning the NFC East, Lions in the North. Oof, boy. 49ers out in the West. I had the Buccaneers, who, close. In the wild card, I had the Seahawks, Commanders, and Rams. So, I nailed the NFC West all getting in. I did do a good job there, and I got the Eagles. So, again, I went 4 of 7. I'm not as happy with this one as I am with the AFC being 4 and 7. I think this one I had a bad read on the Lions. But I'm pretty good about getting the NFC West. I like that part of nailing that piece of it.
Very similar as well. Eagles, NFC East, Packers, North. I really thought the Packers, NFC North was gonna take me home. 49ers West, they were right there until the last game of the season. Bucks, South, and then I had 5, 6, 7, Commanders, Lions, Seahawks. Still can't believe I bought into the Matthew Stafford might not ever play football again story.
It's not bad. I had Eagles as well in the East. Also had the Lions, who I do think will be back with a bang next year. Rams in the West, so I'll take that win. NFC South, I had the Falcons, which what a just weird division that could have gone to like any of those teams. Wild card was tough. We had the Bucks, we had the Commanders, and we had the Vikings. And those bottom two teams had a pretty rough. I just thought the Vikings defense would be a lot better than it was this year as well. And I didn't think 9 would be as awful.
Did you just say you'll take that win on the Rams NFC West?
Yeah, the Seahawks won the division.
The Seahawks won the NFC West. And I'm pretty sure the 49ers got second.
Yeah, they were third in the NFC.
You're right. Damn.
So Evan and I will take that win.
No. All right, who'd you have for NFC?
We're a little closer.
Who'd you have NFC Championship?
Oh, gosh.
Did you guys say those?
No, we haven't done those yet.
Oh, we haven't done championships? Yeah.
I had the Eagles over the Bucks.
Okay, I had the Lions over the Rams. They didn't even get to the playoffs. I didn't even have the Seahawks in the wild card. Like, they're just not even on here.
I had the Seahawks as my 7, thank God. I honestly, hand to God, I took the Seahawks as my 7 seed, with 99% of the reasoning being Nicky Manwari was on the Seahawks. That was like 90%. You want to hear one better, Charlie? My AFC Championship prediction was Ravens over Bengals.
That's mine as well. I was high on the Bengals, and they're obviously the Ravens.
We all were high on the Bengals.
To be fair, I had Bills over Ravens for my AFC Championship.
Yeah.
And then I had Bills over 49ers in the Super Bowl, 28-10.
I had Ravens over Eagles. Well, listen, and this is kind of a greater story. If the Ravens had let go of Harbaugh 2 years earlier and just promoted within with Mike McDonald, the Ravens win this year's Super Bowl.
There's so many of that.
I can't be. It's same with if Ben Johnson is promoted within and they fire Dan Campbell, I feel very similarly. There's a lot of that right now.
It's such a ridiculous take.
So let me ask you guys this.
If 2 years ago.
2 years ago, this happens. We'd be in this exact spot right now.
It's called the butterfly effect, now.
If the Panthers didn't hire Matt Rule, we would have been in the Super Bowl this year.
No, if the Panthers didn't hire Matt Rule, y'all, the Matt Rule chapter was good because Canales is your guy now.
If the Titans never fire Mike Vrabel, I'm still depressed.
Maybe.
I think that's almost a guarantee.
Well, let me ask you guys this before we move on to individual players. Who do you think is then the most disappointing team of this year? Because we have the Ravens, Chiefs, Lions, a few very good teams from the prior year that really just were duds.
Well,
I mean, let's just kick the Cowboys. The Cowboys are always disappointing.
Yeah, they are.
But I feel like everyone knows that. Like, I'm talking about there was genuine hype and excitement, and they just fell flat.
If you're talking about the full season, I think the most disappointing is the Ravens because that defense should have been better. They started 1-5. They kicked off the season by blowing a 20-point lead to the Bills, and they just never recovered. They got some big wins out of their backup, and then they have a fucking kicker miss a kick because their potentially Hall of Fame kicker was Deshaun Watsoning people. So you have that. I also think if you take it on the balance of the playoffs, I think the Bills are also.
I was just gonna say
that was tailor-made, and we said it before the playoffs. That was a tailor-made Super Bowl for Josh Allen. I mean, and Josh Allen haters would have been the Josh Allen haters, Patriots schedule haters, they would have been the same person. Oh, Josh Allen didn't have to play anybody to get to the Super Bowl. That's the only way he got there. And then him still not get there, and then throw that shitty interception or fumble against the Broncos, and just how he played in that game. I think those are probably my 2 most disappointing teams. I mean, the Lions.
I think it's the Ravens.
The Lions you've got to mention as well.
Ravens are Lions for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like yeah, Ravens and Lions given like how much hype, but I feel like in terms of just sheer disappointment, like for the fans, I do think the Bills, it is just such a brutal loss because it's like it was so brutal. They basically just said Sean McDermott, sorry, but like we just gotta like do something else because there's clearly nothing. It's just not working. Like you're not awful, but it's just not working.
The owner basically said he didn't plan to fire him. He just that was a reaction.
Yeah. And who knows? That might have set him back. We don't know.
Also, I think we do have to mention the Vikings in this. That because the quarterback that they gave up went and won the Super Bowl and a dominant performance, like that is a huge kick in the dick. Like, if he doesn't win the Super Bowl, no. But like now, it's like, dude, this sucks, and we don't have a quarterback.
Yeah, and double whammy because it's coming out now that apparently O'Connell told them he wanted to keep Darnold and pay Darnold, and didn't want to go with going to draft a guy like McCarthy and or not draft, but go with McCarthy. So I feel like that's even worse. Like your head coach is telling you, like, "Hey, we got to keep this guy." Who knows what they could have done? You know, if they sign. How do you not sign a guy after 14 wins? I don't get
insane. Well, let's dive into our reward or awards here. I think a few of us had what I had here. The MVP.
I think all three of us had.
Yeah. So let's just call that a big old swing and a miss. Actually, you know what? That's not that bad of a swing and a miss. It's like that's kind of an asterisk. It doesn't say anything against us.
He got hurt, and then his first game back, he looked unbelievable.
Yeah, he had some MVP games in there. I feel like he could have put an MVP season together. It just obviously he got hurt, you know, and it's like half of Joe Burrow's career at this point.
I went wrong. We're just early. Sorry, y'all. My back is locking up.
If you need to record laying down,
no. Oh my God.
I will say I had a full across the board on the three awards we picked. Just swing and miss after swing and miss. And Joe Burrow, I guess I went down looking, but I had Ashton Genty as my offensive player of the year. Listen, he had some really nice flashes this year. He was just on a really, really bad football team.
If you watch his games, like for him to only lose a yard per play was was incredible.
And then I had Michael Williams on the 49ers, just not a great year. And how much of that's affected by him not, the injuries that defense faced, him having to play. And he was a little banged up himself, so I don't know how much of that's affected by that, but not great picks there for my rookies of the year.
It's insane how many Niners got, like star players on the Niners got hurt this year.
Fucking Kittle tore his Achilles in the playoff game.
Fred Warner, so many bad injuries.
Yeah.
Yep. Boom, what were yours?
I fared pretty well in this. I didn't win any of them, but my guys minus Joe Burrow were finalists. I had Emeka Egbuka as my O'Roy. He started out like shot out of a cannon. I mean, he scored like 3 touchdowns in the first 2 games. But then
once that team fell apart.
Well, that and as that team fell apart, the receivers also came back. And so there's just less ball to go around. It is what it is. Then my D-Roy, this was plus 3,000, was Nicky Manwari, and I think he finished 3rd, which I should still get like some money for that. But
that was sharp.
Carson Schlesinger just was too good, and listen, the Browns draft defense pretty well. He deserved it, but Nicky Manwari, I thought I was gonna be. I tried to go cash out because I knew he wasn't gonna win, but they would not let me.
It's also a little unfortunate. Nicky Manwari started the season a little bit slow too. Had he played,
he was injured.
Towards the latter half of the year, definitely easily could have won that award.
Yeah, but what about you, Chuck?
I had Tedero McMillan as my rookie. I wish I would have followed my heart. I had Travis Hunter. I think I did believe in what you were saying at the time, Boom, which turned out to be true, that Trevor Lawrence was going to have a good year with a new coach. And I thought Travis Hunter was going to absolutely just light things up. He had some really great plays. I thought it was just going to be a very unique scheme for him, especially with Robinson. So didn't really pan out. I think he got hurt, right, for like a pretty considerable amount.
He was out for the season.
Yeah, so I do think he will be back very strong next year.
I don't know though, because
Doubtful.
Jacoby Myers, like he kind of does a lot of what they were hoping Travis Hunter did, and they just paid Jacoby Myers now too, and he
I
played really well for them.
think that's going to open things up. There's no such
But
thing as a
then
wide receiver 2 anymore.
I know, but now they have wide receiver 1 Parker Washington. Like Travis Hunter's get ready to learn defense, buddy.
Yeah, I don't think that'll be a problem.
It's true.
He's gonna get toasted in defense.
Speaking of defense, my rookie of the year was Abdul Carter. Went with the juice on this one. I think he had like 5 sacks, like 2 fumbles, something like that. Not the best year. I feel like he's got a
Not a
lot
bad
to
year.
prove this year.
It was solid, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, and I think that Giants defense is going to be just going to get better and better.
Yeah.
So, watch out for Abdul Carter. But yeah, man, this is just making me excited to make these again.
Yeah.
Come August, September.
Yeah, I just caught myself being like, we should do some more picks, but there's so much time. Honestly, for all the things that happen in a season, not too far off on a lot of stuff. So, what are you gonna do?
What do you guys think now that it's all said and done? Like aside from our picks, who do you feel was like a player that just out of nowhere? I guess who do you think was the breakout player of the year?
Parker Washington.
On both sides of the ball. Parker Washington?
I mean, maybe not breakout of the year.
Drake May.
Drake May. Yeah, Drake May.
I was going to say Drake May, yeah. Yeah, season. An unbelievable season. Regular season.
Listen, hey, they still made it to the postseason. And they made it to a Super Bowl, but that's loser talk.
I'm trying to think.
Defensively, yeah, I was gonna say Gonzalez, but he had a great year last year too. No,
Oh, I mean, Caleb Williams had kind of a breakout year in a lot of respects.
That's fair, yeah. I was also going to say George Pickens.
George Pickens looked awesome.
We'll see what happens with him, since I think he was on a 1 year, so.
Yeah, he'll be a free agent this summer.
I would hope they had the.
I mean, I feel like
to re-sign him.
I mean, I know he's had a pretty good year. Or like he's had a decent career up until now. But I feel like Devin Witherspoon played a lot better this year too.
I mean,
it's his 3rd year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3rd year. We got to mention the guy that came in with him. JSN had an absolute breakout year.
For sure.
Yeah.
J.C. Horn had a really good year this year as well.
Yeah, and Derek Brown. Both those guys were awesome.
Aiden Hutchinson looked good off a gruesome leg break.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like Micah Parsons could have had a really good season had he not got hurt. I feel like he was doing well.
Not a breakout year though, but.
Brian Burns had a solid year. Latu actually, the Colts DN. I'm still not very high on him, but he had a solid year. I think he had like 4 interceptions from DN, 3 or 4 interceptions, which is crazy for your. There are 3 interceptions for your DN.
Yeah, it's wild.
Finally looked. Yeah, Lou Anarumo does a lot of like fake pressures, drop into zone for the DNs, and the outside backers like rush in and replace where the DNs. And he would just get a bunch of interceptions, like dropping back into the flat, which was interesting.
I was also going to. I think on the defensive side of the ball, I thought Jalen Ramsey had a good year for the Steelers.
Yeah, he did.
He showed up a lot. Yeah, he played in a lot of different positions, and I think he kind of did. I'd also flip it on you guys. Like, who do you think had a really disappointing year? That's kind of staying away from the picks.
Sauce Gardner.
He kind of sucks.
That's fair. I was gonna say Terry McLaurin. I feel like there's a lot of hype after he got paid, and
he was hurt all year though.
I mean, but like that's why you don't pay a 30-year-old wide receiver that much.
I agree.
That Myles Garrett guy kind of didn't have a great year.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was all right.
I mean, talk about disappointing years. Again, like Lamar didn't look great this year. The whole Ravens defense for the first 9-10 games of the season was absolute dog water.
Yeah.
The
I still don't see it on. Yeah, so go ahead. Vikings offense.
Vikings offense in general. Addison, Jefferson.
Yeah,
Addison's back.
McCarthy.
Addison got arrested again. I saw. Is that true?
God, I don't know.
Start his suspension.
I'm still not in on Jordan Love.
No,
I think Jordan Love's good. I think he'll be okay. I'll tell you who I am very much so over my doubts. He definitely proved himself this year, but I think Brock Purdy, especially given like the injuries, he was great towards the end of the season. I feel like he was really the reason the Niners weren't, like a 500 team.
And don't forget about
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones.
Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair. We'll see if he can get a spot somewhere. Would have been cool to see what Scat could have done if he hadn't gotten hurt so early.
For sure.
That was another gruesome injury.
That one was bad. And then he tried walking it off.
He tried to walk it off.
Like, something's wrong with my leg. I'll tell you what, I do think
help me up.
There is a player who I think is just kind of done in the NFL, and that's Tua. I just don't see him getting another
Let's get him some
spot.
mental help.
And I feel like, he's made his money. Take care of your body, man.
Like he's going to be put into.
Yeah.
He's going to need round-the-clock care. Maybe 2 or 3 people, dude.
We'll see where Kyler lands. Feel like he had a disappointing go as well.
It's just the Cardinals. What are you going to do?
Yeah. Guy, Barkley, man, he had a down year. Guy who did surprise me, obviously, Stephon Diggs. Feel like there was a lot of question marks around him and like, hey, is he at his age going to be able to perform? And not just like the box score, but think he did really help get that Patriots team as far as they did, just mentally.
Yeah, let's just hope he can beat this case that he's got going on. So.
Oh no, he's done. He's done.
He's toast. He's toast.
You think so?
That Falcons player, now he's actually done.
Yeah.
JPJ? He's good too.
Yeah, he just came off a 10 sack rookie year, and he. Did you see this, Ev? James Pierce Jr.
No.
Dude, so I think the charge is like aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. He ran his car into his girlfriend's car.
It's not good.
And then when the police tried to come, he ran his car into several police cars. There's a video of the police trying to detain him, and it takes like 9 or 10 officers. I mean, he is so strong. But yeah, I think he's dating like a WNBA player, like Rakia something, Rakia Jackson maybe. But yeah,
we're gonna find out about Diggs goes to court tomorrow. It looks like. Oh,
well, tune in next week. But yeah, JPJ is typically, and this is bad. That I'm even saying this, but it's the truth. If it's just domestic violence and you're an NFL player, a lot of times you'll probably get off scot-free or with some probation. But if you're assaulting police officers as well, that's kind of where they've drawn the line. And when you're assaulting police officers and your girlfriend or spouse or whoever with a vehicle, typically that's not good. That's what I'm told.
Are you a lawyer, Boone?
I went to journalism school, so this is not legal advice. Did you just smell your armpit, F?
No, wipe my face.
All right, we're losing the plot. We're losing the plot. Ev, now that the football season is over, you've got a club to support come back up for crunch time. We've got 12 games left in the season.
Yep. So,
12 matches.
Oh my gosh, only 12.
I'll log back in. I'll have to look where the next game is. But as of now, right now, as you can see by repping of the hat, let's go Team USA in the Olympics. You don't like someone told me they don't like the Olympics the other day. I deleted their phone number and we're no longer talking. But that's just a wrong take. If you don't like the Olympics, you're un-American, and I really, really hope you have to spend a war in Alaska.
Important question. Lindsey Vonn, hero or selfish?
Hero.
For sure an American hero.
American hero? Okay. Lot of hate I'm seeing. Lot of...
Yeah, well, she fucked Tiger.
I don't... Did she? Is that known? I feel like I've never...
Definitely.
She dated Tiger for
yeah.
a while.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah. Listen, Lindsey Vonn, like, who else is going to take that spot? That's going to bring as many eyes as Lindsey Vonn.
What do you mean? The woman who won the gold medal for the first time since she won in 2010.
So it's not selfish. The girl won. What are people mad about? She won her gold medal.
Yeah, I think it's people who don't understand. Also, like, she has to still qualify. There's still a coaching staff.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much that goes into it.
Yeah.
But did you guys also see the ice skater who won a medal and used his time to basically admit that he had cheated on his girlfriend?
Oh my god!
And then, like, ask for an apology.
What a dumbass. Oh, also, not to get political too, and I'll end it at this. But if you're going to represent a country, don't badmouth that country on the podium. Like that should just be that should be day one stuff. If you don't want to, if you like, they're giving you all the support and stuff to get you there. Basically, a person from the United States was donning the USA flag, had all of the money that USA pays to train him and all that stuff. Basically said, "Yeah, I just am wearing this because it's where I'm from. Like, I don't vibe with the country, essentially." Or support it. Like, it's just like, yeah, like, just, even if you don't agree with everything the country's doing, don't use your time on the podium to say that. Just choose not to answer it. That's my only opinion on that.
There was a guy, I was big watching, so I've been homesick pretty much all week, sick and a broken back, so I was watching all the shit that I don't like about, the only thing I don't like about the Olympics is it's hard for me to tell what's live and what's not, just based on time zones. So
I can help with this. There's actually a thing in the top right that says live, and that lets you know that it's a.
Go to the Olympics after this show right now, and I bet you all of them will say live, even though it's like 1 a.m. in Milan.
Wait, actually, that should be illegal.
Yeah. So I was watching all the live half pipe, or the snowboarding, the skiing stuff. That's my favorite for the Winter Olympics. And there's this guy, Louis Vito. He's skiing for he's snowboarding for the Italians. Dude was born in Shaker Heights, Ohio. And he's snowboarded on the U.S. Olympic team the last 2 Olympics, but decided for his last Olympics he was going to snowboard for Italy to honor his grandparents.
That's kind of cool.
You don't get to just go back and forth. You don't get to Ray Allen the Olympics. You don't get to go back and forth.
If he came back, then I think that'd be whack. But if he's, hey, I'm just saying, this World Cup we got coming up, you want to get into, like, who's a dual citizen, who's a natural, it's gonna be gray areas.
Yeah, that's true. But I expect that for soccer, but not for my sweet Olympics.
Yeah.
Olympics are about fucking patriotism.
The Italians have been showing up, though.
They have. I think they're number 2 in the medal count right now.
They know the terrain, yeah.
Yeah. And then the women's half-pipe final was today. Chloe Kim botched it and got silver. But the snow coming down in Milan was crazy. It looked like a great snow day out there. But yeah, the Olympics have been a lot of fun. I'm excited that hockey's starting. U.S. with a big opening win, 5-1 against Latvia. It just feels like we're on a collision course with Canada yet again. They had a 5-1 win against the Czech Republic.
I do have one thing I need to state about the Olympics, and maybe this is just, listen, I'm never going to be anywhere close to competing for an Olympic sport, and, maybe I just don't get it, but much like the Patriots losing in the Super Bowl, second place means absolutely nothing to me, and I know it's cool, like, you're in the Olympics, yeah, like, I don't think I'd be happy with a silver medal. Like, I think if I didn't get gold, like, I failed.
Oh, hard disagree.
Maybe that's just because I've never been in that position. Maybe it's because I've never been in that position. I don't know. But that's my mindset on it. That's my mindset on it.
I'll tell you why. I think it's just because, one, the Olympics is every 4 years. So you realistically got, like, maybe one. If you even go to the Olympics, you're lucky. You realistically got like 2 or 3 shots at just even placing. And then 2, the amount of people that you have to beat just to medal, it's like so many. So I feel.
I get everything you're saying, and I agree. Like, it's an incredible honor just to go to the Olympics. But I think, like, getting a medal, it's like, these people are the highest level of competitors in the world. Like, some of them are not happy with a fucking silver medal. Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, there's more clout and gold, but, like...
I also think that there's a big difference between a team and an individual event. Like, if it's a team event and I get silver, that means I just lost to you head-to-head. Versus, like, individual, it's like there's the pool. Like it's kind of interesting if you think back to the Summer Olympics this past year, and the U.S. obviously wins gold in basketball, France wins silver, and the French team is all disappointed because they just lost. But then you have, I think, Serbia winning bronze, and they're like on the moon. So I think in those team sports where like to get the silver, I just lost my last game, versus like in snowboarding or in ski jump, like because you're at the top of such a big crowded field. I think it's a little different.
I just think for like the big name athletes, like the ones that are like the best in the world, if they don't get gold, like it's a failure. Maybe for the guy that barely made the Olympics to get a medal, yeah, awesome, I got a medal. But I think like the best competitors, like the people that are top ranked, like that are supposed to win, if they don't get gold, like I think they're upset, and I think that's how I would be too. If
you're the big time favorite, like Chloe Kim today, now granted she's won gold at the last two, so like how upset can you be? And the girl who won, I was listening to on the broadcast. The girl who won, her and her dad like moved out to Mammoth Springs, California, a couple years ago to help train her for this Olympics. So that one maybe is different because they saw her protege beat her for gold almost.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're going in and you're like the odds-on favorite, like the figure skater guy we have, Melanin.
Dune guy.
Yeah, Dune guy.
He's
like if he doesn't win gold, I could see that because he's been like everyone's talking about him nonstop. But I see the point.
Yeah. Well, boys, I think it was a great NFL season. Can't wait to dive into this off season.
Draft.
We'll cover some other sports. We're not going to do in-depth knowledge, maybe just kind of overview, big news happening. We're not going to break down any games for you. That's not our
Ev learned
forte.
soccer.
I will be learning soccer. I'll have a lesson, maybe a quiz every week. But we're also going to mix in a little bit of, some movies, some TV shows, some random top five, some hypotheticals.
Would you rather? Some lifestyle.
Yeah. But also big news, we will be doing I think our first mock draft here in the next week or two. Live on air. See how we do, and probably do one maybe every month or maybe every couple of weeks before we get to the actual draft day. But fellas, it was a pleasure as always. I'm not sure if you guys have anything else you guys need to add.
No, thanks everyone for sticking with us through our first season. Excited. I had put kind of football to bed before this show because there's just other stuff going on. You got work or breaking your back and things like that. But this whole conversation just made me like jacked up for more football. Like I'm upset that I have to wait till August for football. And we also got to pick our away game as well.
Yeah, we do. It's been a great season, and I just want to thank everyone who's tuned in. You, Risco, our number one fan, for being loyal. And like Evan was saying, we're going to come back with these every single week. And we got some really good ideas in store for next year.
Yeah, we'll spend the summer focusing on the TikTok.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a dance or something. We'll throw a TikTok dance out there for you. Yeah.
Oh, Ev, did you ever take the quarter by quarter updates, or are those are?
No. My phone. I didn't look at my phone for like the first 5 minutes. I didn't look at it till the end of the game.
Yeah. Charlie asked Ev to take quarter by quarter update videos we could put on the TikTok, and he said it depends on the game.
I would have expected like beer 1, beer 2.
Yeah.
I had one beer the whole football game.
That surprises me. That shocks me, actually.
I had one, and then I had a glass of a very heavy pour of scotch at the end of the game.
I need a Xanax if my Panthers win the Super Bowl again.
All right, y'all. It's been fun. I'll see y'all next week.
Good show, guys.
Yep.
Peace.